Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I asked myself, what do I want to do? I said I want to talk in a YouTube video, and I asked, what could I talk about? And I realized, it's pretty much the beginning of the month, so that means last month I read some things and I could talk about them. So I wrote down, first I got distracted on Instagram about making a reel. So I did that, which actually was good because I wanted to do that today so that I could post it. And then because I like posting reels about videos I make and then telling people go check out the video about this. But tomorrow I'm going to be having a new video that I like enough that I want to tell people about. So that's what that's about. So I did that, and I got distracted by that because I need to write down the books I read so I can know. Because I actually read a lot, because this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and one is a short story. One I didn't finish, and then one is a series, so I read 5 for one, so 13 books. So yeah, and I don't actually think this is in the order I read them, so yeah, let's go. So The Dragon Knight's Beloved, I read the first 2 volumes of that, and that's a manga, and it's about this girl and this guy, and the guy's dragon really likes the girl, and she's in charge of taking all the care of all the dragons, and she's like, I want to go work someplace else so I can save the dragons forever. And then he's like, you know what, I have to go because my brother just died and I have to go live in my castle. Why don't you just take care of our dragons there? She's like, oh my goodness, this is perfect, I love your dragons so much. And so she goes and she works for them, and they're gonna fall in love. And I'm pretty sure he already loves her, but she just really likes dragons, so that's pretty fun. I haven't continued on with it yet because I stopped obsessing over buying books on Amazon. Because there's this really cool thing you can do if you can return books if you read them fast enough. So yeah. And then next, I listened to audiobook P.S. I Like You. And the crazy thing, sorry about the construction, I had to live with it, so do you. Anyways, no one's gonna watch this video, but I listened to the audiobook P.S. I Like You, and I will tell you, this book, I had no anxiety. I have anxiety, but I wasn't stressed for a month. And then I read this book, and the character stressed me out so much. I didn't want this to be enemies to lovers because, it's a good book. But the fact that it's enemies to lovers caused my anxiety to spike back up, which was terrible, but I couldn't stop because it was so good. And what does that say about me or the book? I don't know. But this is just a letters book where they're enemies, but they're not enemies in the letters, and they fall in love because of the letters. So yeah. And then I also read the newest Apostrophe series. It's not apostrophe, but you know that one manga series where the girl knows all about poison, and she works at the Imperial Palace, and she does the maid stuff for some consorts and all that. That one. It's a mystery for romance, and it's pretty good. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I read the newest one because that came out this month. Well, I guess last month. I also read the newest Villains Are Destined to Die, and that was lovely. I'm not telling you about those ones because I don't want to. And then Not So Wicked Stepmom, which I was so excited to read because, first of all, it sounds so fairy tale-esque, and it is. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. And second of all, sew is not S-O, it's S-E-W, and that means sewing. I do. I have videos all about that. Last week's video and this upcoming one that's coming out, or is out, I don't know, but there's videos about it, and I love it. So I'm so excited, and it is lovely. So it's Snow White, but this is so exciting. So it's the base story is Snow White, and then this girl, she gets isekai'd into the evil stepmom's body. And she's just she just wants to see Snow White in cute outfits. And it's so fun. I love it. It's lovely. You should read it. Next on my list is Itsy Bitsy Liar. And I was really excited to read this one because it's a nursery rhyme retelling. And there's a lot of fairy tale retellings. And there's even like King Arthur and Robin Hood, so like legend retellings and mythology retellings. I personally lean towards fairy tale retellings, specifically Cinderella. If you didn't know that, stick around the channel and you'll like find out how obsessed I am with it. But yeah, and so I was really excited because I hadn't seen nursery rhyme retellings before, and I was like, ooh. And then I don't know why it's necessarily like there's a lot of rain, and like it has like the fall and rise, so like I get it, like you say it and it makes sense, but enough. But it's like she isn't even a spider. Like the story is pretty interesting, but it wasn't a nursery rhyme retelling because she didn't have to climb any spouts. But I mean, like it is, but it wasn't how I wanted it to be. But I don't know what I was expecting, so I'll explain the story now. So this girl, so first off, this dude, we don't ever follow this dude, but I'm going to tell it from the dude's perspective because that would be easiest. This dude, he like smuggles some unrefined magic stones, and unrefined magic makes curses in this world. And he smuggles them for this other he's a duke. He's like one of the most, he's very important in this land. He's rich or noble or something, I don't know. He's really important though. And so he does that because he needs to help his family. And then she gets like roped in him, like in the duke guy turning in her father, who did the smuggling, and because he's like, oh, this guy, I caught him doing this, just like cover up his tracks. And then she like goes, and then the duke uses one of the stones to curse the daughter so that she can only tell lies. And it's pretty interesting. I'd be interested in seeing this concept again because it's pretty cool. And then years later she gets roped into, she takes the place of her mistress, who like the lady she works for, and being like in the prince winning competition, like bachelor kind of thing. And then he falls in love with her, and they're like, oh, she's so, and it's kind of weird because she's like, she doesn't like lying, which fair enough, I don't like lying either, but I feel like it'd be really fun to see one where she kind of she's not so against the lying, and she like, it's annoying, but like I think that'd be more fun than like, oh, I just don't want to lie, which fair enough, I mean that'd be me. But and like it was good, like the plot was interesting, but I mean I wouldn't recommend it. I'm probably gonna forget about it at some point. Well, I probably won't because it's very, like, the selling point's very unique. But, and like she like rises to the top, like she's at the top of the competition, she like falls and then rises. So I get the itsy bitsy spider thing, but like it's not that big of a thing. So if you like, oh, I really like a nursery retelling, it's like not that much, but it is. But it's not like in the Cinderella retelling, there's like beats, right? Like you have to have the evil stepmom, and you have to have the fairy godmother, the slipper, a ball, and then she has to leave at midnight, and then the prince has to find her. And like you can skip some of those because there's a lot of them, but you have to, a good Cinderella story retelling will have some way all of them. And even if it's like, oh, this evil stepmom's only secretly evil to like look cool for the government or something, like it's fine, just have them. And there wasn't really any specific beats that were from the fairy tale that this could follow through on. Bewitching fairy tales, oh, I read so many. I read Sands of Deceit or something like that, and then the Sleeping Beauty and Midas ones, there's 2 of that one, and Chivalry of Revenge, so that's 4. Yeah, there's 9, and then I read those 2 way back when, and then the other 2. So there's 1 more that I must have read this month. Well, 2, 1, 1. There's 9. What woman am I missing? I'm missing one that I don't remember, and I don't know what it is, because we had the Rumpelstiltskin, and then there was Rumpelstiltskin and Snow White, not Snow White, then Snow White, and then Beauty and the Beast, and then I know what it is. I don't know what it's called, but the Pied Piper one. I read that too. Those are all really good. I love them. So what's really unique about Bewitching Fairy Tales is there's 2 for each one. So there's the Rumpelstiltskin and Rapunzel one, and then there is Snow White and the Snow Queen, and then there's Beauty and the Beast and Little Red Riding Hood, and then there's the Pied Piper and Sandman, and then there's, I don't remember the ones from Stanza to Sea. It's like King Thrushbeard or something like that one. And then the other one, I don't really know those 2 fairy tales very good, so I don't remember them very well. And then it's the 2 Sleeping Beauty and Midas ones, and there's 2 of those because it's like it ends the series. And then there is Chivalry of Revenge, which is like after King Arthur. That one's not 2. That one, the first half was really good, and then I feel like we just needed the first half, and there's like maybe like an epilogue or something from the guy, but so like most of the time like it's dual point of view, and then we switch back and forth between them. But this one, it was the girl for the first half and then the guy for the second half, and like I get why she wants to explore the dude, but I just needed the girl. Like, and the girl was really fun to follow, and the guy was just like, I think the author wanted to share what happened in her past, but I don't really think it needed it. But it was good. I really enjoyed the whole series. It was so fun. I need to reread the first one because I read it way back when. And I was reading it. I was like, it was like either Rapunzel or Rumpelstiltskin. I was really like, I was like, oh, I should read more of this one. And so then I did read that, and then like, I was like, I think it's Rumpelstiltskin because I was confused as to. It was like very Rapunzel-like. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I didn't realize it was a 2 thing. And then this year I read the Cinderella and Little Match Girl one. It has like, because I love Cinderella, so, and I started just skipping the series. This one I wouldn't recommend skipping around because it does help to read it linearly. But I read that one. I was like, oh my goodness, that is so cool. It is a fairy tale retelling, and it's 2, and that's so unique. I should do it. I want to do it with like, I want to come up with a story for Cinderella and Beauty and the not Beauty and the Beast and the Little Mermaid, because I love those 2. And yeah, so that's all I had to say. It's really good. I think I'm gonna do like a review video on that, but like if I'm making something, but not my next one that I already have edited and stuff. I'm talking about webtoons, and not the next one, because I want that one to be like a sister video, because I'm using the same fabric for that. So I want to do, so the next one as underrated webtoons, and then I want to talk about canvas webtoons for the next one, because those tend to be underrated, so I think that would be good sister videos. But that's kind of irrelevant. Next, I also am listening to this audiobook about conversations, and it's meh. I don't really care. I might DNF it because I feel like I'm pretty good at conversations now. That's like surprising because I used to not talk. So here's the thing, guys. If you ever think I suck at something, eventually you might not just suck if you start working on it. Because I can talk to people now. I'm pretty good at it. Oh, so I was reading this, and it says the perfect match from the paper, and I'm like, what the heck, what paper? But there's another, the Paper Mangerie, which is a short story collection. So the perfect match, I really loved it. Actually, I liked how it talked about the thing because it's something I really agree about. So it's about how like our world like technology is kind of like taking over our world, and we need to be aware of it, but trying to take down the people isn't going to do anything, because there's just people out there who are going to hurt us, and so is it worth it to take them down because someone else is probably going to pop up, and even if they're not worse now, they're going to be worse eventually. And it was really fun. I really liked the conversation it was having, which is something rare for me to say, because I don't know the conversations very often. And the next I have the cheat sheet, which I feel cheated out of, because I was like, oh, it's gonna be so cute to like see the guy like refer to the cheat sheet and be like, oh my goodness, I need to do this, and like he does, but it's kind of like offhanded thing, and it's like a cute romance and all, but the cheat sheet was my selling point and I didn't get it. So yeah, that is what I read, and I feel pretty happy that I've been talking. And so yeah, I'm just gonna upload this and not title it. I'm gonna title it, but I'm not gonna do anything else. I just wanted to talk on YouTube with my microphone and my pretty stick. It's my pretty stick. I also have another pretty stick. It's also pretty. 2 pretty sticks. I use these for holding my microphone because I feel like that's kind of cool. I didn't want to do a dagger because, like, that's the classic things, and I think it is pretty cool that people do daggers, but I was like, first of all, I'm not all that weapony, and second of all, that's basic at this point, which I think you should still do it if you're interested, or if you still do it, if it's your thing, but I was like, as cool as it is, I'm not gonna do it. Anyways, bye. I normally have cooler videos in this. Well, actually, it depends on the video, but right now I have cooler videos in this, so yeah. Bye!